A very warm welcome to a very special guest, Deepak Chopra, doctor, philosopher, founder of the Chopra Foundation, and co-author of the new book, Brotherhood, Dharma, Destiny, and the American Dream. Deepak, thank you so much for joining us today. And we only have you for a little bit of time. I understand that you're flying out of here tonight.
Well, time doesn't exist.
Oh, so. I like that already. So we've got you for forever.
Yeah, eternity.
Forever. Well, let's talk a little bit about this new book, Brotherhood. This is a book that you co-authored with your brother, Sanjeev. It's a memoir, and I understand it's alternating chapters.
Yeah, you know, the two of us came almost 1 year apart to the United States in the 70s. We're both physicians. He ended up being the dean for education at Harvard Medical School and a professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School. I kind of went off in my own direction and expanded my idea of healing into mind, body, and spirit. But now I speak once a year at his courses at Harvard Medical School for continuing medical education. It's just the idea, you know, that you can have two brothers who came from the same womb and even identical twins who have the same DNA, but a few years later, depending on their experiences and how they interpreted their experiences, even their genetic expression changes. And yet there's a bond that connects them. So it's an interesting story.
Your books, your writings, everything about you, Deepak, is so inspirational. And I'm curious, when it comes to this book, who is this for? Is this for the person who just wants to know more about you, your path? Is this something that you would also consider inspirational, a motivational
It's inspirational, I hope, but it's also about, you know, who are we and what is our true identity? It's also about what's happening in the United States right now in terms of racism and in terms of immigration policy and all the things that are happening in our country. You know, you have a government that's totally polarized. You have a president that has an ancestor that comes from Kenya or father that comes from Kenya. So it's about all those issues. It's about the emerging multicultural, multi-ethnic, and hopefully more spiritual America that is becoming slowly the melting pot and the microcosm of our planet.
And you talk about in the book the discrimination, the frustration, the suspicion that you and your brother faced when you first arrived here in America. And as I was reading some of the background on this book, so much of what you were saying, I felt like we could hear the very same thing today. As though nothing has changed.
And yet, yes, there is a whole polarization that has occurred in America. So there's extremism in the right wing that has never been to this extreme before. On the other hand, you know, face it, we have Obama as president. We also have, you go to any campus in the country and you'll see South Asians, Africans, you'll see people from all over the world. 30% of all Nobel Prizes in the United States are given to people who were not born in this country. In fact, 50% of people in this country have at least one parent that came from another country. So that's great. In that sense, this is going to be the cradle of innovation and creativity. You go to Facebook or Google or any of the campuses there, and you see that, you know, almost every culture, every ethnic origin is represented there. That's what creates innovation. That's what creates the next step in our civilization. So I see, you know, the United States is a funny country. People dislike it, criticize it, condemn it, but if given a chance, they want to be here.
They do want to be here.
I have a question. What was it like writing this book with your brother?
We decided not to share our chapters with each other till the end.
Till the end, so you didn't know what he was going to write about?
No, but in the end we found that we had the same memories, but slightly different interpretations. That's all.
Your book, though, is also about Dharma and destiny. First of all, define Dharma.
Dharma has many meanings. It means purpose in life. We all come here in this incarnation with some purpose, some higher vision. It also means what are your unique skills and talents. But it also, in a deeper level, means that you're part of a universe which is a big puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle. Every part fits. There are no spare parts. And when you find your dharma, you create your destiny because you're singing your song in a way that only you can sing it.
And it seems like there are so many people that are trying to find their dharma, and perhaps they call it something else depending on what their
Well, I would
belief
say if
system
you had
is.
all the time in the world, if you had all the money in the world, how would you express yourself and who would benefit if you can find that? There's a Sufi poem that says, I want to sing like birds sing, not worrying who listens or what they think. So when you sing like that, you found your dharma.
I understand later this summer you're actually going to be having a Sages and Scientists conference, correct?
We have a Sages and Scientists conference once a year at the Chopra Foundation. If anyone's interested, they can go to our website, choprafoundation.org. We bring the best minds in the world, scientific minds, physicists, mathematicians, cutting-edge researchers, evolutionary biologists, but we also bring philosophers and poets and musicians. And we talk about how can we collectively create a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier and happier world. How can we get rid of war, and how can we get rid of terrorism, not through oxymorons like war on war or war on terrorism, but creatively. How can we create more social justice? Anyone can come, and I can guarantee you they'll have a wonderful time and learn a lot.
I'm curious, this conference, is it born out of, in some way, even the relationship that you have with your brother? Because your brother, after all, went a truly, a Western scientific route.
The conference was born out of something else. I wanted to bring science and spirituality together, but my brother is actually going to be a featured speaker as well.
Wonderful. Well, Deepak Chopra, we truly enjoy having
Thank
you.
you.
And I know you're going to stick around for our next
course.
segment. We cannot wait to get, in fact, I can't wait to hear both what you and Demetria has to say about our next segment. And to find out what the next segment is all about, you're going to have to stick around. You're watching Our Take.